Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mages. Welcome to Day Alive Rio Reincarnation. This game is supposed to be the last game in the trilogy of Day Alive games that was released in the past on 2013, Rio Utopia. Last year, Day Alive Ars is installed. This game supposedly took place directly after the end of the second game, which means it's pretty much branching off from the light novel series. Like everything you've read about light novel series, I don't think this game is gonna be canon to it. To be honest, I don't think any of the games in the past was already canon to begin with. They sorta took the story from the anime and then sort of make it their own story in a separate universe. And this game is supposed to be the trilogy ending. And I'm really excited. Because this game. Because at first I thought Rio Utopia and Ars Install were just two standalone games that was with story derived from the anime, and therefore because it wasn't canon to the anime nor the light novel itself, I think it's good. But then comes this. That's supposed to tie in the previous two games and then act as a finisher for the story of the two games. It's and I'm really looking forward to it. Like, after all, the author of the game of the light novel, Tachibana Koshi himself, worked on this game. I presume he worked on this game because the 12th volume of the Day Alive novel series came out rather late. The 11th was released September last year. The 12th volume came out June of this year, which means it was less than 2 months ago, just end of June. That was almost a year gap. It wouldn't be surprising if he spent those time working on this game. So let's jump right into it, shall we? I think we are I've been waiting for long enough, and I don't want to stick around the title screen for too long, otherwise it'll kick me off into another opening cutscene. Once again, we're gonna view that later on when we play this game. Anyway, but first thing first, I want to show you guys this. This game, Rio Reincarnation, for the PS Vita exclusive, despite costing only $60, it has all the free games in one package. On the left hand side, you have Rio Utopia, which is the first game in the series. On the very right hand side, you have Ars Install, the second game in the series. And then in the middle, you have the main game, which is Rio Reincarnation for this PS Vita exclusive. And we're gonna go and play Rio Reincarnation, because it is a final, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to how the author will end this series. This acts as a different universe. And I love the Day Alive series, so yeah, I mean, a separate universe story, I would love to watch it. So let's go and view the Dickus, shall we? The Dickus serves as a recap of the beginning, since the beginning of the anime, all the way up until the second game. And a recap that explains what has happened, up until this point. So, and I'm pretty sure it's a good thing that I played Dickus first, I believe, because just so that some of you guys who are coming in and new to the series and probably have never really heard of what the hell the Day Alive games really were what the kind of story they are and such, the Dickus should probably bring you guys up to speed a little bit. So let's play that, shall we?
新学期も早々な4月10日、普通の高校生だった俺、5日指導の日常は大きく変わることになった。
Of course, we play as the protagonist of this series, Isuka Shido. This is all the way back, ever since his encounter with Toka, his first encounter with a spirit.
原因不明の自然災害、空間神に遭遇した俺は、その中心で 暴力的なまでに美しい少女と出会った。なんかそんなものはない。
If you guys are seeing a lot of pixelation in this game, then yeah, that's because this is a PS Vita game. The game was only optimized for 480 resolution, and we're now playing on a big screen. So yes, it's kind of sad to see the beautiful art and Toka's beautiful face kind of pixelated, but we're gonna have to put up with it, because compiler decided to port this game for the PS Vita instead of maybe the PS3 or the PS4.
それは今思い出しても強烈な出会い。 そして初めて死に直面した瞬間だった。そして俺は知ることになる。自然災害だと思われていた空間神、それは精霊と呼ばれる超常の力を持った少女が原因だということ。
I'm pretty sure for most of you who already watched the anime already knew what the hell's going on anyway.
ようこそラタトスクへ。
精霊保護を掲げる組織ラタトスクに精霊の存在を教えてもらった俺は、彼女とデートして出れさせることになる。世界を、彼女を救うために。
This is all the way back since his first encounter with Tolka and his introduction into Fraxinus, into Ratatos and everything. How it revealed that his sweet little sister was actually a commander of a secret organizations working for some sort of shady government.
シド、お前は私を何と呼びたい？私に名をつけろ。
If you don't remember at first, Toka doesn't have a name. Toka was a name that was given to Shido. No, given by Shido to her.
どうかどうかな。名前を持たないという彼女に俺はトーカという名前をつけた。そしてトーカと俺はどこか異質な、でもなんてことない普通のデートを始める。
And of course they went on a date.
だがそれも唐突に終わりが訪れた。陸上自衛隊の対精霊部隊 AST に所属するクラスメイトである飛び市折り紙がデートに介入し、誤って俺に銃撃。
And of course, once we talk about spirits, we cannot forget to talk about the EST, can we? The anti-spirit team. And one of the member of the AST is Shido's classmate, her, Tobiichi Origami.
倒れる俺を見たトーカは激高し、折り紙へ最大の攻撃を放とうとしていた。だが得意体質のおかげで怪我から回復した俺はギリギリでトーカの元へと舞い戻る。そのあれだ、トーカ、俺とキスをしよう。
This is his first spirit seal power sealing. His first kiss.
トーカとキスをすると彼女が放とうとしていた力は無産した。俺は好感度が上がった照れている状態の精霊とキスをすることで精霊の力を封印する能力を持っていたのだ。
The reason why I'm not explaining a lot right now, because if you're, I would assume that any one of you who's watching this right now already watched the anime, both seasons. So anything that's already happening right now is basically a recap of what happened in the anime. I'm pretty sure a lot of you can remember what happened.
デートに連れて行ってくれるか？
ああ、そんなもんいつだって言ってやる。こうして俺と精霊のファーストコンタクトは無事に終わった。俺とトーカは一歩踏み出したのだ。そう、精霊と人間が共に生きていける未来へ。
And that is it. Toka was his first spirit sealing. God damn it! I can speak English. Okay, don't worry. I can speak English. I'm fine.
そしてそれからしばらくして俺の前に2番目の精霊が現れた。名前は吉野。
And his second spirit that he came in contact with was Yoshino.
痛くしないでください。
これ君のか？小動物のように怯える彼女に落ちていたパペットを渡したとき変化が起こった。
And if you don't remember, his first contact with Yoshino was he first speak to Yoshino, the puppet, but his first real contact, his first real conversation with Yoshino was when he helped her look for her lost puppet.
やっほー、悪いねお兄さん、助かったよ。
I still can get over the fact that her voice sounds so weird, but
先
so
ほどの
funny.
怯えた様子とは打って変わってひょうきんに喋り出す。腹話術を使ってまるでパペットが喋っているかのようだった。パペットの名前は吉野。吉野がパペットをつけている時にだけ現れるもう一人の人格だ。
you guys don't remember what is the explanation for Yoshino's existence is she acts as sort of the second personality of Yoshino, the personality of where it's complete opposite of her, the outgoing and very talkative one.
吉野との初めての出会いからすぐ AST の攻撃によって吉野は吉野をどこかに吹き飛ばされてしまった。吉野を助けるために吉野を探していた俺はそれが折り紙の元にあることを知り回収に成功したのだが吉野は AST に捕捉されてしまう。
And also don't forget there was actually one more time where I think Yoshino lost Yoshino, where she was getting attacked by the AST, and then she dropped Yoshino once again. Origami picked it up, and then Shido had to go and grab it from her house. I'll bet he nearly got in trouble for that.
俺はあいつと約束したんだ。俺がヒーローになるって。俺がお前を救ってやるって。でも俺だけの力ではあいつを追うことすらできない。頼む、どうか力を貸してくれ。
そうか、そうだった。なぜ忘れていたんだろう。私を救ってくれたのはこういう男だった。
And we don't. And also, what happens next was after he retrieved Yoshino, he wanted to save Yoshino, who was getting attacked by a whole bunch of AST. And in order to do that, he asked Toka to help him.
AST の攻撃により巨大な吹雪のドームを作り上げた吉野。俺はトーカの助けを借りてその中へと向かっていく。大事なものを届けに。約束通りお前を助けに来た。吹雪のドームを命がけで抜けた先に吉野はいた。安心して泣き出してしまった吉野に唯一俺が助けてやれる方法を試すことになる。
シドさんの言うことなら信じます。
そうして俺は二人目の精霊を救うことに成功したのだった。
Well, now there isn't much for me to say, but it's because it's only a recap of the anime, but I will say anyway. If you guys don't remember, when his first kiss with Yoshino, was inside of her snowstorm dome that she created to protect herself from the attacks of the AST. But that's where they got their first kiss, wasn't it? It was quite some time already, so it's kind of hard for me to remember. I mean, sure, the text.
精霊の攻略はやはり簡単なものではなかった。それを実感したのは3番目の精霊、時崎くるみとの出会いだ。
Sorry, I got interrupted right there. Although what Shiro is explaining to us right now is definitely a recap of what happens in the anime, he didn't go fully down in detail about it. So I had to sort of use my memory a bit as well in order to explain what happens in a bit more detail. And next up is the third spirit, the nightmare spirit. This line actually reminded me of her very blatant introduction. Her first introduction lines was, "I am a spirit." She is so open about it.
衝撃的な自己紹介とともに、くるみは俺のクラスに転校してきた。そして俺はくるみに指名され、くるみに学校や町を案内することになる。くるみとのデートの最中、俺は目撃してしまったのだ。くるみが人を殺すところ。
And during his time trying to get Kurumi to fall for him as part of his job, during the middle of his date with her, he found out her secret that she has been killing people all this time.
お前、何を？
何かを殺そうというのに 自分は殺される覚悟がないだなんておかしいと思いませんこと。命に銃口を向けるというのはこういうことですのよ。
俺の心に生まれたのは純粋な恐怖だった。世界を殺す最悪、人類の天敵、精霊。
無事ですか、兄様。
And also during the middle of this is when he first met this girl. The girl who claims to be his real sister.
マナ。クルミに襲われようという時、俺を助けたのは俺を実の兄と呼ぶ少女、高宮マナ。
マナさんとシドウさんはご兄弟でいらっしゃいますの？
はっ、貴様には関係ねえです。とっととくたばりやがってください、ナイトメア。
各地で出現する死なない精霊ナイトメアを倒すために天狗市に来たというマナは、俺の目の前でクルミを攻撃し殺してしまう。クルミもマナも平然と人を殺すことに何の疑問も持っていなかった。
Be it back then or be it now, Mana's main job. Mana has always been chasing Kurumi all this time, and even then, even up until this point, even up until the 12th volume of a light novel, she's still never really managed to catch Kurumi. That's a spoiler I'm saying right now, but it's not a huge one because Kurumi has way too much role in the story outside of being Shido's side all the time. So yeah, I don't think she's gonna be allowing herself to get caught by Mana anytime soon.
だからシド、お願いだ。クルミのことをもう一度だけ見てやってくれ。クルミにもう人を殺させないでくれ。これ以上心をすり減らさせないでくれ。
ありがとう。どうか目の前で人を殺し殺されるところを見て、本当に自分のしていることが正しいのかわからなくなった俺は、トーカの言葉に後押しされ、クルミを助けることを再度決意するのだった。
I mean, back in the first season anime, everyone was really prepared to try to help Kurumi and save her, and try to get her spirit power sealed. But in the end, it was kind of in vain because she was just way too powerful. They failed at the end, I remember correctly.
俺はクルミにお前を必ず救うと宣言する。だがクルミは俺の言葉を信じてくれそうだった自分の分身をその手で殺し、俺に襲いかかった。
もう二度と私をたぶらかせないよう絶望を刻み込んで差し上げますわ。
少しの間返してもらうわよ、シド。
And yes, of course, back in the first season anime, everybody failed. Shido failed to save Kurumi, and then everybody was in danger. And it was his little sister, his little foster sister that came to save him by taking back her power from Shido and use it to save everybody.
絶体絶命のその時、現れたのは妹である小鳥だった。炎を操る力を使い、クルミとその分身たちを撃退するが、封印できないまま取り逃がしてしまう。そして小鳥は5年前に起きた火災の時精霊になったこと、俺の回復能力が小鳥の霊力のおかげだと話す。だがその代償は重かった。精霊の力を抑えきれず、このままでは正気を失ってしまうという小鳥を救うため、俺は妹である小鳥とのデートをすることになる。
And of course, after Kotori borrowed her power back from her brother, she kind of has a power seal once again. So the next spirit that he has to conquer was his own little sister.
だが一つ問題があった。それは折り紙のこと。折り紙の両親は5年前精霊に殺された。その時に出現していたのは炎の精霊、すなわち小鳥。
But back then it wasn't quite as simple because if you guys remember, Origami believed that her parents was killed by a spirit, and it was the spirit of flame that did it. And the apparently or conveniently or inconveniently, the spirit of flame that has appeared before her was Kotori.
ずっと探してきた。ずっと探し続けてきた。やっと見つけた。ようやく見つけた。殺す。絶対に殺す。私がこの手で。私の5年間はこのためだけにあった。
It was a revenge that she waited for 5 years to try to take it. She never, and now she believes she has a chance. Back in the first season, that is.
でもそんなまさかあいつが復讐に囚われた折り紙はくるみとの戦いの映像から炎の精霊が小鳥であることを突き止め俺とデート中だった小鳥へ攻撃を仕掛けてくる。ダメなんだ。お前は殺しちゃその引き金を引いたらきっともう戻れなくなる。俺はそんなお前を見たくない。
And back then, Shido also tried his best to stop Origami. I actually couldn't quite remember. Did he manage to do it? I think he sorta did, I guess, back then.
それでも構わない。私の手でイフリートを撃てるなら。
トウカと吉野の手を借りて小鳥を逃がした俺は小鳥の力を封印することを決める。折り紙の像を自分に向けられるかもしれない。そう考えた結果だ。
Back then, as far as I remembered, Toga and Yoshino came to help him, to buy him some time for him to seal Kotori's power. And then somehow he managed to convince Origami that it wasn't Kotori that killed her parents.
小鳥、お前は俺のこと好きか?
And of course, the important question, do you love me, my dear sister?
好き。私も大好きよ。お兄ちゃん大好き。世界で一番愛してる。
Yeah, we can take that as a yes.
そうして小鳥の力を封印した俺は折り紙と再び対峙する。自分の思いをぶつけ折り紙から一応の納得を引き出すのだった。
It was a very important question. If she doesn't love him, then he can seal her power. That's always been the gist of the story the whole time.
そして俺と小鳥は5年前に封じられていた記憶を思い出す。小鳥を精霊にした存在ファントム、その謎めいた存在の記憶を。
Oh yeah, of course. Back then he managed to convince Origami that it was Phantom.
そこで俺は繰り返しの日常に囚われた。
Ah yes, I was interrupted once again. It was Phantom, this abomination, this of some sort that gave Kotori her spirit power, was possibly also the one behind the murder of Origami's parents. But if you're someone who read the novel like me, you actually know what actually happened. But I'm not gonna say anything. Just for the sake of this game, what stays in light novel stays light novel. What's in this game is in this game. This next part is really interesting.
シドもおはよう。待ってたんだよ。ずっと。
Yes, indeed, it was the first game. This, after the first anime, the first season anime, comes Rina Utopia, which is the first game in this whole trilogy of the Alive games. It's very interesting because this actually means it's despite where this whole trilogy takes the story from the 2 seasons of the anime, it now sort of branching itself out into its own original storyline. It has its own original timeline, like a separate universe.
家から見える天宮市の新名所新天宮タワー、そして俺の隣に住むという幼なじみその神輪廻。
もし指導が私を求めるのなら、私はそのすべてに応じるよ。
If you guys, okay, this is going to be a little bit hard to explain in a simplest form manner for a lot of people. I think I had to explain this as well as I can, because I think a lot of people did not play the first game. It's all in Japanese. It was never translated. No one actually ever bothered to fan sub it. I looked all over the place for any sort of fan subs in English for this game, but no one really ever managed to do it, which is kind of surprising, given that the first original game, the story was also written by the author himself. So, back in the first game, it appears this girl, Sonokami Rinne, who claims to, in that game, she acts as Shido's childhood friend. Inside this this sort of separate reality called the Garden of Eden. It's sort of a lost paradise that Shido was sort of trapped in. And out comes this girl who nobody ever knew who she was up until the first game. But I'm just gonna continue on for a little bit, just so that I'm allowing the game to explain it for all of us too.
恋人になってキスをして交わって結婚をして、指導が望むだけ子供を産んで一緒に置いていくつもり。でももし指導が他の人を選んだとしても私は構わないの。もちろん誰も選ばなくても構わない。逆に全員を手に入れたいっていうならそれも応援するよ。指導が幸せなら私は何でもしてあげる。指導が望むなら私が何でも叶えてあげる。私は指導の幼なじみでも恋人でも妻でも妹でも姉でも母でも娘でも上司でも部下でも敵でも仇でも他人でも構わないの。指導が幸せならそれで。
She is a very dedicated girl, isn't she? She's willing to offer herself to Shido for anything. She doesn't care what happens to herself as long as Shido is happy with his life. And that was the whole idea behind the first game. I'm going to explain why in a little bit later.
リンネはいつでも俺の背中を押してくれた。一歩前に踏み出すために。だが俺はその時気づいていなかったんだ。それが本当はリンネの心をすり減らしていたことに。繰り返す世界、エデンの支配者ルーラー、その正体がリンネであることに俺は気づいていなかった。だから俺は違和感のある世界でトーカたちと日常を繰り返し続けた。トーカと折り紙と吉野とくるみと小鳥と、ただ俺の幸せを願ったために。
Remember what I said earlier about that the world that the first game took place in was a fabricated reality called Eden. The days repeat over and over again, and that's a guess behind the first game. The first game, the reason why players have to go back and play the whole game over and over and over again to complete everybody's route in order to proceed through the true ending was because the idea of this place is it's a fabricated reality that repeats over and over just for the sake of Shido, for the sake of him finding happiness for eternity.
しかしそんな世界もいつしか限界が訪れてしまう。繰り返す世界を見続けてきたリンネの精神はすり減っていき、ついにエデンで作られた世界には異常が発生し始めたのだ。そして俺はルーラーと直接話をすることになる。
And also the creator, of this fabricated reality is her name is Ruler.
人は幸福を求めるもの。人は過ちを嫌うもの。それが全て叶うというのに、あなたはそれを否定するというの？
好きなことが好きなように叶ったらそりゃ素敵だろうさ。だけど得体の知れない何かに与えられた無機質な幸福は自分の手で手に入れた些細な幸せにすら届かない。
Now this scene is showing his face-to-face encounter with the ruler. And it's sort of a clash of ideal between the two. Ruler decided to create this fabricated reality for the sake of Shido's happiness, but to Shido himself, he sees this fabricated reality as nothing more than a fake, and it's not something that he wants to spend his eternity living here inside a fake reality.
俺はここが楽園なんて認めない。
That he doesn't accept this Eden, this fabricated reality of Eden.
俺がこの世界を否定した。その事実はルーラーに衝撃を与え、限界に近い状態で動き続けていたエデンは崩壊を始める。
終わりの時は迫っている。もう一度よく考えて。それでもあなたがこの世界を否定するというなら、私を殺しにいらっしゃい。
そう言い残して消えたルーラーを追い、俺はみんなの力を借りて天使エデンが作り出す結界の中心地新天狗タワーへ向かうのだった。
さあ、どこからでもかかってきなさい。
And here we are now shifting to the next scene where Shido's asked everybody to help him to try to go and face off against the ruler. At this tower here in the background, you'll probably faintly see it, but if you were to rewind back about 2 to 3 minutes later, you can see the tower more clearly in their sort of its normal form, where it's not covered in a cloud and red clouds and all of that stuff.
ここから先は一歩たりとも通さん。
襲い来るガーディアンをトーカたちに任せ、俺は一人最上階へと走る。そしてどこまでも続くような螺旋階段を登った先に彼女はいた。
And while everybody was fighting against the Guardians, which act as sort of an interference to stop the party from advancing up to the top of this tower, where the ruler resides, Shido himself went up to face off against the ruler himself, while everybody holds off the Guardians for him.
やっぱりか。来ちゃったんだね、シド。
いいんだ。それじゃあやっぱり。
And on top of this tower, instead of finding the ruler, he found this girl, his childhood friend, Rinne, which pretty much confirms it that the ruler herself is this girl.
気づいてたんだね。全部シドの考えている通りだよ。ルーラーは私。
俺の望む未来は存在しない。そういうリンネになおも言葉をかけようとするが、リンネは天使エデンの真なる姿、パラダイスロストを発動。一度はその力、夢の世界に飲み込まれてしまうが、自分の目的を思い出した俺はその夢から逃れることができた。だから一緒に帰ろう、リンネ。元の日常で最初からやり直すんだ。こんなものを借りなくたって大丈夫。失敗なんて怖がらなくていい。俺がいる、みんながいる。お前なら自分の手で幸せをつかめるはずだ。
At this point in time, Shido wishes to save Rinne and bring her back home with him so that they can live happily for the rest of eternity for real, not in this fabricated world.
自らもエデンのコアに囚われ眠る輪廻。俺の必死の声が届いたのか、輪廻はコアから切り離される。
But of course, it wasn't that simple. It was never that simple.
輪廻の手から制御が完全に離れたことでエデンは暴走。日常へと帰る。そのたった一つの解決方法として輪廻は自分を封印してほしいと告げるのだった。
And after the whole encounter, the face-off and everything ended, and then the fabricated reality starts to collapse, and Rine asks Shido to seal her power. No, actually, not more than that. She actually asks Shido to seal herself, her existence as a whole.
ああ、わかった。それでみんなで帰れる。それにお前も救われるんだな。
それがきっとみんなで一緒にいられる唯一の答え。
ほんの少しの時間だけ重なる唇。
And of course, she seals her.
輪廻の体は少しずつ光の粒子に変わっていた。
And the way he seals her power. At first, he believed that just by sealing up her power, then both of them were able to go home and live happily for the rest of eternity. But it wasn't that simple, because after he does his power sealing ritual, Rinne's body starts to become turned into light, just as you see right now on the screen.
輪廻、その体どういう。
本当はね、私だけは一緒に帰れないんだ。
どういうことだよ。だってお前さっき。
こうしているとね、指導と過ごした日々がとても愛おしく感じるの。だから思うの。私の楽園は間違っていたかもしれないけど、指導といられる日々は偽りなく本当に幸せだったって私ずっとね、好きだったよ、指導のこと。
And
そ
so,
んな残酷な言葉を残してその神輪廻は世界から消失した。
at the end of the first game, Sonokami Rinne disappeared from the world. After she basically lied to Shido that if he's willing to seal her power, then both of them could go home. But it wasn't that simple. She lied to him.
そして新天狗タワーからフラクシナスに回収された俺はレーネさんから真実を聞くことになる。
まず最初に言っておくが、ルーラーは精霊とは似て非なる存在だったようだ。
And when Shido returned to Fraxinus from the tower, he heard the whole truth from Rene herself.
精霊じゃない。
The first big revelation was that the ruler herself was not a spirit.
レーネさんは全てを話してくれた。彼女は何か強大な霊力の残滓が意志を得たものであったということ。封印されれば器がない彼女は消えてしまうということ。
The truth behind the ruler is that instead of being a spirit, ruler is more of a massive collection of spirit power, which means if Shido seals her power, that means her body also goes with it.
そうだ。ルーラーソロガミリンネは君を守るため、そのためだけにこの世界を作ったんだ。
エデンは俺を理不尽に閉じ込めるものではなく、俺の命を守るためのものだということ。
And the reason why Lina created Eden, the fabricated reality that repeats over and over again, was it was explained that she did that it was for the sake of protecting Shido from any sort of harm that would come to him in the future. I would guess the harms in the future are probably talking about the DEMs and everything that comes after that. All the troubles and all the problems that he has to face later on in the light novel series. That's probably what danger, what it means by danger when they were talking about it. Calamity and protecting Shido.
俺は何にも知らないで。俺は
お願いだ、シン。そのガミリンネはただ君を救おうとしただけだった。それに報いようとするのならお願いだ。後悔や謝罪ではなく感謝を。
はい。そしてレーネさんは俺に小さな袋を手渡した。レーネさんが見ていないのでわからないという中身。でも俺は見なくてもそれが何だか分かっていた。
And after the end of everything, after Shido finally knows the truth himself, I think he still blames himself for everything.
レーネさんは俺の様子を察したのか、小鳥の元へ戻っていった。エデンで作られた世界は間もなく消える。だから最後の時間はここで過ごしたかったのだ。
I mean, technically,
出てきたのは家の合鍵だった。これはリンネが俺の幼馴染だった証。
it's actually kind of arguable whether it is truly Shiro's fault or not. What Ruler did, what Nina did, was something that she did on her own. It wasn't something that Shido asked for, and when he goes against her, he just simply did what he felt was right, without knowing anything, or without knowing the whole situation. But at the end of the day, he still blames himself for everything.
大事にするって約束しただろ、リンネ。だったら責任持てよ。ちゃんと持っていけよ。でないと分かっちまうじゃねえか。朝起こしてくれないって、嬉しそうに料理の味を聞いたりしてくれないって。お前の笑顔はもう見れないんだって。なんでだよ、なんでなんだよ。ずっと俺の幼馴染だって、一緒にいたいって、そう言ってたんじゃなかったのかよ、リンネー。偽りの世界は消えていく。俺の中の記憶を一緒に連れて、ここで過ごした日常が、リンネのいた日々が、これからの毎日を壊してしまわないように。
This is actually, what you're seeing right now is a scene from the true ending scene from the first game. And you can see, it's very sad. Shido grieved for the loss of his childhood friend, and I think, and that is what sets this third game in the whole in story. It sets everything in motion, because it's the third game. A lot of it starts from the idea that Shido is still grieving for what happens in not only just in the first game, but also what happens in the second game as well, which we'll go in more detail about later on.
そして世界は真っ白に染まって、全てが巻き戻される。俺がリンネと出会う前の日常へと。強すぎる力を 俺の中に残して。期末試験が終わった夏休み前、俺やトーカたちは修学旅行に向かうことになった。
Alright, I think I just have to end this episode right here because I think we have been going on for long enough for this game to sort of set itself in motion. And that is gonna be only the first half of the diggers of this game. I'm gonna continue on the second half next time I come back. And I think we're all gonna be... at this point, it's probably information overload for all of us. So if there's anything you would like to ask and discuss about, if you don't think I explained something enough clearly, or you think I was wrong about some of the information in this video, then do comment in the comment section below. I will read them and I will make sure I correct myself in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this series, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If some of you are probably new to my channel and probably want to follow more about this wonderful game, then yeah, why not leave a like button? Why not leave a like in this video? Why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? I'll definitely do more of this game. That's the only way you can tell me that you want to see more is basically showing some love for this video, don't you? So with that being said, thank you for watching, and a wonderful evening.